In the affluent, idyllic city of Boulder, Colorado, a child vanished on Christmas night. But the first clue left behind wasn't a broken window or a forced entry. It was a 3-page ransom note. This extraordinary document, found on the morning of December 26th, demanded $118,000 for the safe return of 6-year-old JonBenét Ramsey. A sum, investigators would later note, eerily close to a recent bonus received by her father. Boulder was known for its peace, its beauty, its low crime rates, not for the sinister undercurrents of a high-profile kidnapping, especially not one involving a child beauty queen. JonBenét Patricia Ramsey was a dazzling, precocious 6-year-old. Her life was a blur of tiaras, sashes, and spotlights, guided by her doting mother, Patsy, a former beauty queen herself. The Ramseys were the picture of American success. John, a wealthy businessman, and Patsy, a charming homemaker, living in a sprawling, elegant home. Christmas Eve, 1996, was a joyous occasion. The Ramseys had celebrated with friends, returned home, and tucked their children, JonBenét and her 9-year-old brother Burke, into bed. Patsy Ramsey awoke early the next morning, December 26th, to prepare for a family trip. Instead, she found the note neatly placed on the spiral staircase. Her world, and Boulder's, was about to shatter. Her frantic 911 call captured the terror and confusion. "We have a kidnapping. Please. My daughter, my daughter. She's gone." The line crackled with raw, desperate fear. Police arrived promptly, but what followed was far from standard protocol. The house, rather than being sealed, was allowed to become a hub of activity. Friends, family, investigators mingling. Hours passed with no word, no demand, beyond the note. The police, inexplicably, advised John Ramsey to conduct his own thorough search of the house, particularly the basement. It was there, in a secluded wine cellar, that John Ramsey made the horrific discovery. JonBenét's tiny body, covered by a white blanket, brutally murdered. The kidnapping had been a lie. In a matter of hours, a missing child case transformed into a shocking homicide. The picturesque Ramsey home, a place of Christmas cheer, was now the epicenter of an unsolved murder that would captivate and confound the world for decades. The morning of December 26, 1996, began not with Christmas cheer, but with a mother's piercing scream. Patsy Ramsey found a 3-page handwritten note on the kitchen staircase. The note, addressed to Mr. Ramsey, demanded $118,000 for JonBenét's safe return. It warned against contacting police and claimed she was being held by a small foreign faction. Boulder police arrived swiftly. Officer Rick French was the first, finding a surprisingly calm household. Yet the gravity of the situation was undeniable. A 6-year-old girl was missing. Crucially, the initial response failed to treat the house as a crime scene. Family, friends, neighbors, even a minister were allowed to freely enter and move about, potentially compromising vital evidence. John Ramsey, after a call to police, returned from taking his private jet. He spent the morning answering questions, but as hours passed without any call from the supposed kidnappers, tension grew. Mid-afternoon, Detective Linda Arndt, growing increasingly concerned, instructed John and family friend Fleet White to conduct a thorough search of the house, specifically the basement. Moments later, in the wine cellar room of the basement, John Ramsey made a horrifying discovery. JonBenét's small body, covered by a white blanket, lay concealed in a corner. Her mouth was covered with duct tape, her wrists bound above her head, and a garrote, fashioned from a paintbrush handle and a cord, was tightly secured around her neck. This was no simple kidnapping. In the shock and horror, John Ramsey carried his daughter's body upstairs, further compromising the already delicate crime scene. The potential for evidence preservation was severely hampered. Investigators later found a bowl of pineapple on the kitchen table, and further examination revealed partially digested pineapple in JonBenét's stomach, eaten hours before her death. The autopsy confirmed she died from strangulation and a skull fracture. The medical examiner also noted evidence of sexual assault. This added a grim layer to an already complex and tragic case. With the discovery of JonBenét's body, the case instantly shifted from a kidnapping to a homicide. Boulder police faced immense pressure, and the intricate web of investigation had just begun to unravel. The tragic discovery of JonBenét Ramsey plunged Boulder into a chilling mystery, but it quickly fractured into a battleground of competing theories. For decades, investigators, experts, and the public have grappled with fundamental questions. Who killed JonBenét, and why? Initially, the presence of a lengthy, handwritten ransom note pointed many toward an external threat, a sinister intruder. The note, demanding $118,000, explicitly warned against contacting authorities and claimed to represent a small foreign faction. Support for the intruder theory came from physical clues: a broken basement window that could have been an entry point, an open but undisturbed garage door, and a flashlight found on the kitchen counter that didn't belong to the family. Could a stranger have slipped in and out unnoticed? Many initial investigators believed the intruder theory was plausible, particularly given the note's explicit demands. Yet, forensic experts later highlighted the lack of forced entry, a perplexing absence of footprints in the snow outside, and no clear signs of a struggle in JonBenét's bedroom. As the initial hours turned into days, police focus began to shift. The unusual circumstances, combined with the Ramseys' immediate actions, led some investigators to consider a far more disturbing possibility: that the crime originated within the family home. The ransom note itself became a central piece of this evolving theory. It was written on a pad found in the Ramsey home, with a pen also belonging to the family. The specific dollar amount demanded was eerily close to a bonus John Ramsey had recently received. Furthermore, the Ramseys' initial reluctance to submit to extensive interviews, their hiring of high-profile attorneys, and their move away from Boulder drew significant scrutiny. These actions, while perhaps understandable under immense stress, fueled public and police suspicion. Psychological profilers and handwriting experts weighed in. The extraordinary length and theatrical language of the ransom note, as well as grammatical similarities to Patsy Ramsey's own writing, led many to conclude it was a deliberate attempt to stage a kidnapping. A third, highly contentious theory emerged: that JonBenét's older brother, Burke Ramsey, was involved in her death, likely accidentally, and the parents orchestrated the cover-up to protect him. This theory was fueled by previous reports of Burke's behavior. Proponents of the Burke theory point to the blunt force trauma to JonBenét's head, and the fact she had eaten pineapple just before her death, a food Burke was known to enjoy. The narrative suggests a possible conflict over food or a sudden outburst leading to tragedy. Despite a grand jury convened in 1999 that reportedly voted to indict both John and Patsy Ramsey on charges of child abuse resulting in death, the district attorney ultimately decided not to sign the indictment, citing insufficient evidence to secure a conviction. The parents were cleared by DNA evidence years later. Today, these theories continue to divide. No definitive answers have ever been found, and no one has ever been charged with JonBenét's murder. The case remains officially unsolved, a haunting testament to a tragic death and an enduring mystery that continues to captivate and confound.